As late model heat number 1 hitting the racetrack here. It'll be 10 laps for the drivers. On the pole out of Lewistown, Missouri, it's going to be Austin Howes in the 17A and Frank Wazowitz from Nixon, Missouri in the 37W. Row number 2, it's Sean Ply from Harrison, Arkansas in the 10, and outside Lane New from Rogersville, Missouri in the 32. Brandon Dean from Sapulpa, Oklahoma in the lesser than 7, and Mitch Parmalee from Hillsboro, Missouri in the 31P. Row 4, it's going to be Shane Paxton in the 18P out of Springfield, Missouri. And from Glenna, Missouri, it's going to be Jim Greenway in the 28. Cole Swiebold from Fairview, Illinois in the 98 and the 84 of Miles Moose from Lincoln, Illinois. Shane DeMay from Denison, Iowa in the 15M. And Jimmy Cooper, Spokane, Missouri in the 51. Here's your lineup here for your first of 6 heats for the late models. Lights are out, drivers ready to rock and roll here as late models. And the Legend's going to come out for B main. And then it's going to be A mods, B mods, late models, and Super Stock B main to get us ready for the Turkey Bowl here tonight. Green flag going to go from the air. Off into turn number 1. It's going to be Austin Howes, your race leader. He'll rock it down the back straightaway. Howes rips the lip through 3 and 4. He will lead lap number 1. Wazowitz here in that second spot on the opening lap. Lane New, Parmalee, and Jim Greenway up into the top 5. Side by side down the back straightaways. Here comes Miles Moose in the 84. Going to attempt to maybe go 3 wide racing action here out of turn number 4. That's the battle for that 4th spot at the line. Miles Moose, the 84, on the march here towards the front of the field. Got another one in line as it's Lane New in the 32. Both drivers go through that middle groove. Looking now to the inside goes Moose. Going to run right in the tire tracks through 1 and 2. 7 more laps here in heat number 1. As a couple of cars get together here in turn number 2, is going to bring out the caution flag. Stack everybody on back up to the 17A of Austin Howes, your race leader. So it looks like Cole Swiebold, the blue and yellow car involved there, going to get turned back around. The other one, can't quite see the numbers. That's going to be the 31, Mitch Parmalee. Frank Wazowitz there, going to elect the outside line. That'll put Lane New on the bottom. Then Miles Moose, the 84, the driver on the march here in heat number 1. Started 10th, has worked up to a 4th spot at the moment. See if he can get a little bit more. As green flag going to go back up in the air.
We'll go back to the green flag. It is Austin Howes, your race leader. Battle for second. Watch that 84 machine. Hustling there. Miles Moose out of the Land O'Lincoln, the Illinois racer. Hustling down off of turn number 4. Down the front straightaway. Got one up over top. We are red flag. Got one crashed hard off the top of turn number 4. But man, not exactly sure what happened there, Tanner. I looked up and I just seen all kinds of chaos out there. Apparently he was, maybe he's going over there to buy that pickup over there at the salvage yard or something. I'm not sure what. But I don't know if he got upside down or not. We'll watch. Ooh, wow. Yeah, he got car up off the bottom, made contact, and then she was out of the park for the 28 car. 28 car of Galena, Missouri's Jim Greenway. See him getting pushed back up on the top of the racetrack, so did not get upside down, but has got some damage, and I would guarantee you that after this, he's going to probably go back to the hauler and change out some shorts.
Yeah. Very lucky that he found the one place here where the wall kind of empties into a nice wide open space. Is going to get him a refire. Red flag has been lifted. Back to the caution.
He, of course, with the car, looks like make contact with Greenway. Caution lights will go off. Great to have each and every one of you here Of course, taking a look unofficially until we get it all calculated, 529 cars on the weekend. Wow. Here we go. Green flag back up for your late models here at the Turkey Bowl as it will rumble and stumble on down into turn number 1 and 2. Howes, look at Moose. Moose right now in that 84 on the loose round the top. Howes, you got company coming. It's Miles Moose.
Shane DeMay, that 15 machine, starting to creep his way up towards the front of the field right now, side by side with Lane New and Shane Paxton. That's the 3rd, 4th, and 5th place battles. Is DeMay going to click off one spot from Lane New, see if he can step it up a notch on the racetrack, try to grab another one there. He's got the 4th spot as your race leader problem for the 17. He'll go slow down out of turn number 2.
Austin Howes has had trouble off and on through practice sessions the last couple nights in that. The Gremlins are still got him. Miles Moose right now. Big run right there. Getting all the passing points he needs right now in this one.
Moose takes him up to the top of 1 and 2. Going to have some lap traffic to deal with now. Starting to catch the tail end of the field as laps start to bundle on in. There's 2 more trips around the quick quarter mile here in the opening heat of the late models. Moose again 10 to the race lead right now as white flag looking to come out this time by 1 more lap for the 84 machine. Miles Moose out of Lincoln, Illinois.
I'll run him on around 30 starts, have factored in 3 feature wins this season. As right now he is dominating this one here at the Turkey Bowl. Down the front, straightaway Miles Moose to the race win. Oh, hang on, got him crashed up here after the checkers. Hang on. So it looks like, I don't know, but there is something laying on the racetrack between those 2 cars.
Got the 10 of Sean Ply getting the ship righted there. Looks like the 31 of Parmalee is again involved. Well, heat number 2 for the late models out on the racetrack. Brennan Willard at 11 of Missouri in the 3-year pole setter. Tim Petty out of Missouri in the 22P. Kevin Newell out of Wichita, Kansas, the 22N, and Tucker Cox from Jefferson City, Missouri in the 1T. Jackson Ertl, the quarter J, and Jake Nightingale, the 3J out of Hutchinson, Kansas. For number 4, it's Brandon Moon from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma in the 11N, and John Gamble from Stafford, Missouri in the X. Richard Kimberling, the 7, the 26B, and Bobby Brown, Danny Miller, Matt Cooper make up your field. Green flag going to go up in the air. Off to the turn number 1, the 3 going to rock it away is up at the front of this one. Willard down the back straightaway. Looks like he's going to try to lead the opening lap, but might have a little bit of company.
Willard up front said, I talked to him today back in the pits. He said, man, I remember coming to the first Turkey Bowl. I'd have never thought there'd have been over 500 cars here and I'd be racing it. He's out front, your race leader, Tim Petty, Kevin Newell, and Jackson Ertl. Right back there, a great 4-wide battle off of turn number 4 and down the front straightaway. Back there with the 18 of Cooper, Nightingale, Morton in the 11M. They'll race down the back straightaway. Look out, we got them stacked up in turn number 2. Yellow is out, yellow, back them down, shut them down. 3 cars involved in an incident over there in turn number 1 and 2. So you've got the X Machine. The X Machine of John Gamble out of Stafford, Missouri. The 11M of Brandon Morton out of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. And don't see a number on the other car there. It's not in a real good viewing spot. So they'll get that cleaned on up. Brendan Willard out of Lebanon, Missouri, your race leader there in that 3 car. Been there since the drop of the green. Turkey next. Is it? Yeah, Turkey next. No, not next Thursday.
2 weeks.
2 Thursdays. Turkeys will be.
I get a wonderful Thanksgiving feast for my birthday this year.
Ooh. I just get a wonderful Thanksgiving feast.
I get to turn old, so.
Yeah, I remember when I was your age, I think. Here we go, back to the green flag. Willard's going to lead them on down. They'll hurry on into turn number 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway, we'll race up. Willard up front, your leader. It will be the quarter J car, Jackson Ertl. Ertl there in the number 2 spot. field will rip snoring off a 2 and down the back straightaway. Tim Petty, Tucker Cox, and Matt Cooper, your top 5.
Back up here now, starting to make his way towards the front. That's the 3 Jake Nightingale with 3 wide down the back straightaway. Nightingale up into that 6th spot right now, doing battle with the 11 machine. And Brandon Morton involved in that little spin over there. Car off the pace, off into turn number 1. Going to get it gathered back up. We stay under the green flag.
That's Kevin Newell going to pull off the back straightaway there. We stay under the green flag. Well, I thought he was, but he found the lighting the candles back up. Off of turn number 4 and down the front straightaway, it is the 3 of Brendan Willard. Willard out front, followed by Ertl, Petty, Cox, Cooper, Nightingale, and Morton. Now Nightingale. Seeing Petty get ahead of Morton down there in front of him as they hurry the back straightaway. Now hurry the front straightaway. It's still Brendan Willard, your leader.
Ertl and Cox still continuing this great battle they've been having the entire race as they've kind of pulled away from Petty and Nightingale as the 1 machine of Tucker Cox trying to find his way back up to the back bumper of Matt Cooper, who tried again this time through 3 and 4. Now the front straightaway laps continue to dwindle away. It's now your race leader. He's found lap traffic.
Right there to the back half of the field, but now he's got company. Here comes Ertl on the bottom side. Ertl downstairs. It will be Willard to the outside. Jackson Ertl for the quarter J car from parts unknown. Down into turn number 3 and 4. He's got a lap car between himself and Willard. Checkers out. Brendan Willard to the win. Jackson Ertl, Matt Cooper, Tucker Cox, and Jake Nightingale, your top 5 cars coming across the line. Getting ready for heat race number 3, it'll be John Binning out of Warrensburg, Missouri, the 65, and Richard Shepler out of Mounds, Oklahoma, the 88 car.
For number 2, it's Josh Duggan out of Fairgrove, Missouri in the 93D, and the double deuce out of Earlham, Iowa. It's Daniel Hilzebeck.
Going to see out of Alton, Missouri, Sawyer Kriegler in the 11 car, and the 387 from Chinook, Kansas is Derek Wilson.
Run number 4 from Glenna, Kansas. It's Greg Petrosky in the 12X, and Brayton Wallace from Peoria, Illinois, the T2.
And we'll go to the 9th and 10th place starters. That's going to be Eli Ross out of Muskogee, Oklahoma, and Jim Van Zant out of Pleasant Hope, Missouri, the 67.
Joey Smith, the 3S out of West Plains, Missouri, the 11th place starter, and Tim Ward, the 4TW out of Mesa, Arizona.
There you have it, 12 cars, 10 laps a distance. Passing points getting accumulated. Got one there on the back straightaway waiting to get off of the speedway. Just right there in a bad spot where the cars come on the racetrack. Of course, a big thanks going out to Ameriflex and our great friends from Home Pro Pools. Home Pro Pools always been a long-time sponsor of things here at the Springfield Raceway. Great to have Ameriflex coming on. Great shot from around. Tell you, there are people sitting in spots I haven't seen down here. What was great, what was funny was during hot laps for the late models, the folks that are down here in the lawn chairs, Tanner, just getting pelted with the mud. And they were like, yeah! Woo-hoo! And that's what we're doing. Whoa, hang on. Got the nose chopped, and he's going to run her all the way over the top. Has made a wholesale lane change. It did not work with the blinker. It will be, look at this, Sawyer Kriegler. Kriegler right there, got 5-1 run with a little help from his friends on that start.
Another driver starting to march through the field back here. Just took over the 4th spot. Now going to backpedal maybe into 5th position. It's going to be in the 66 of Eli Ross. Ross right now side by side with Wallace and also that 387 machine. They power it up in there down the back straightaway. There's a lot of great racing action all around the quick quarter mile, but right now, like you said, 5-1. Sawyer Kriegler starting to tiptoe away from the field here early on as 3 laps have been in the books.
Sawyer Kriegler, 9 feature wins out of 25 starts this year in that 11 car. Down the back straightaway. His last feature win was right here at Springfield, where it was on October 4th, picking up the 4-state dirt late model feature. He has got her wound up tight, whistling Dixie. Here's your battle back here deeper in the field. Tim Ward in the 4TW starting to roll his way through the field. Tim Ward right now is a 12-5 run, a +7 for Tim Ward. First time, first laps here on the quick quarter mile. Tim Ward a +8 right now.
Second place going out of it as well as Richard Scheffler in the 88 has got it. 66 and Eli Ross side by side. Couldn't quite get it that time. 0.016 and around goes the 88. He'll pile drive it up through the middle of the infield. Good job there. There's a couple more cars going off in, but keeping us under the green flag here as we continue to click them away as a white flag getting ready to come on out here for the 11 of Sawyer Krigler.
The T2 of Brayton Wallace off the power. That's going to move him on around. Look at the field there. White flag's out. Where is your leader? He is wound up and whistling Dixie to 3 and 4. It'll be Sawyer Krigler with the win. Eli Ross going to come home second right about now-ish. Tim Ward. What an impressive run by Tim Ward from 12th to 3rd. John Benning and Joey Smith rounding out your top 5. So, little moving, shaking, and chocolate cake bacon. Tim Ward should be right on top of those passing points going into tonight's A feature event.
Is it really fair to call him a rookie? Understand he is a rookie.
He is in the
but
late models. I mean, it's not unfair. It is the truth. I mean, here we go. Coming to heat race number 4. It'll be Tony Jackson Jr. out of Lebanon, Missouri, the 56 Junior, and Jesse Tackett out of Viola, Arkansas, the 55.
Run number 2 from Troy, Illinois. It's Doug Ty in the 17 and the 7S of Jeff Sloan from Charleston, Missouri.
Blair Nordorf from Renner, South Dakota. They're in the 76 car. And Peyton Looney out of Republic, Missouri in the 15L.
Row 4, it's the 8K of Tyler Kuykendall from Warsaw, Missouri, and John Briggs from Flippin, Arkansas in the 5-star.
We'll see Michael Maggard out of Republic, Missouri, the 145. In Springdale, Arkansas, it's 30X of Larry Brady.
Final 2, it's Dalton Heimoff from Jamestown, Missouri in the 96. And it's Meatloaf out of Minneapolis, Kansas, 77, Cody Williams.
So we'll be a little bit the T2 car. Something has gone awry mechanically on it. It has stopped there. Looks like he's out. Tow truck's on its way, so hopefully he'll get back in his car. Of course, they were instructed in the driver's meeting, unless you are told to get out, don't get out of your car. So not sure what's going on over there other than we keep looking at the right front. If it needs a hook, bud, let the tow truck hook it up. Or if it needs a push, let them push you so we can keep the show moving along. Not sure, rear tire's not spinning, but this is always what I enjoy, is when the record driver knows what the record driver needs to do. And now the racer's coming back out of his car. We're sitting around here just kind of burning time in daylight. I mean, daylight's gone, so
Just trying to set the mood for the fireworks extravaganza a little bit later on.
Well, I'd like to set the mood and get the car off the racetrack and go racing, but we got to get the driver back in the car again. We could have been off and racing by now if they would have just been hooked up like they originally wanted to do. I do believe they're going to bring him to the infield, and we should be ready to go. Here we go. Good job by the record crew doing their job, getting him towed on in. As we are looking, I don't know where that truck's going down the backstretch, but we're going green. I'm confused, Tanner. Green flag means go. Whoa, troubles down the front straightaway. Got him stacked up, cracked up. Yellow, yellow. We are under the yellow. Yellow, 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 yellow.
30X of Larry Brady in the 96 machine of Dalton Imhoff. There was a third involved.
There was. It was a pretty ugly start right there. Coming down the front straightaway. All right, here we go. Try it again. As long as nobody runs into each other, we won't crash down the front straightaway, and we'll get things going. It's usually how it works, right, Tanner?
I mean, that's the general consensus here.
All right. This jacket, Tony Jackson in that 55 machine of Jesse Tackett going to roll it on down into turn number 1 and 2. Whoa, Blair Nordorf The old South Dakota racer going to hustle it up there. He got hustled back down there with that 17 of Doug Ty. Down the front straightaway into turn 1 and 2, the 7S of Jeff Sloan. Sloan to the inside. They're 3 wide deeper in the field. Ooh, trying to crash down the back straightaway. Jackson running and hiding, but now the battle for third. Watch that 15L of Peyton Looney. Looney lays in there with a little bit of right side romance. It will be the Snowdrift Nordift right there, hustling off at turn number 4. Great battle ensuing for the number 2 spot.
Sloan, Looney, and Nordift right there, 2, 3, and 4. Back behind them is Jesse Tackett trying to battle his way back up to the front, but Looney having a great run at it. He's got a lot of laps here. To the outside goes Looney. He'll take over that second spot. Right now it's 3.9, almost 4 seconds up to prime time. Tony Jackson Jr., your race leader. Jackson here before long to find maybe the 96 sideways. Gets it gathered back up in front of him, but now Looney, he will start to gather it away. And again, a lot of slugging to do, but he's got 5 more laps to try to get it done.
Nordorf and Sloan back there were battling side by side the lap before. Like you said, right now, taking a look at timing and scoring, it's going to be 3.6 of a second lead to Tony Jackson Jr., the 56 car. Nearly a straightaway and a half advantage. He's caught the back of the field now. Going to have to pedal that, lift the foot off the right pedal and make her whoa up just a bit to get through him. Going to be Jackson, Looney, Nordorf, Sloan, now Kuykendall there to the number 5 spot in the 8K.
Kuykendall making some headway there to the outside line. Going to try to get clear of Tackett as Tackett back to the inside. Everybody pretty much straight and narrow. Your race leader dealing with lap traffic. It will be the white flag up in the air. 1 more lap to go. This time off through 1 and 2. Tony Jackson got 1 more car to try to get around. It's going to be some smooth sailing for the 56 JR. Right to the outside. 3 and 4 checkered flag. Heat number 4. It's going to go to the 56 JR. Prime time Tony Jackson Jr. Runner up when they come across the line. It's going to be the 15L Peyton Looney. Blair Nordorf in that 76 goes third. Jeff Sloan and Tyler Kuykendall, your top 5.
Heat race number 5. Getting ready to come to the racetrack. Going to be Jason Redman out of Sapulpa, Oklahoma in the 36R, and Brandon Baldridge out of Alton, Missouri in the 13.
27 of Keegan Keel out of Wheaton, Missouri lines up inside row number 2, and Adam Parmley from Cadet, Missouri, the 21P.
Going to see Canyon Methvin out of Yellville, Arkansas, the 41, and Kalen Garner, Neosha, Missouri, the 128.
From Diamond, Missouri, it's Jim Bodie in the 71. To his outside, Cody Ackland, the 24 out of Yellville, Arkansas.
Final 3 starters from Eldora, Iowa. The 21D is Dan Drury, Mark Day in the Webb City, Missouri, number 36, and Jake Davis, Hackett, Arkansas, the 7D. That is your starting lineup. The 05 star from last heat race. John Briggs out of Flippin, Arkansas. Well, he's kind of flipping out under the things are
looks a little
behind
toasty.
the wheel. Yeah, looks like he's a little Cheech and Chong up in smoke right back there. It's legal in Missouri, you know. Kind of wonder where that fireworks guy went. He had some stuff we were supposed to download, and I ain't seen the fireworks guy since I don't know when.
So lights are out. We're going to try to get this thing kicked off here. It's going to be Rutman and Baldridge. Going to bring it to the skinny pedal. Green flag going to go up in the air. Drag race it off into 1 and 2. Early race leader. Round the outside. Going to be Brandon Baldridge, that 13 machine. Rockets down the back straightaway. Opens up a 5+ car length advantage. They'll lead lap number 1. 3 wide back behind him. Now it's going to funnel side by side for the second spot.
Ought to be Redmond and Methvin. Methvin there in the 41 car to the 2 spot. Kalen Garner in the 128 machine going to roll to the inside. Look at the battle for 3rd and 4th. Well, you got a battle for 3, 4, and 5 right here with the 128 of Kalen Garner, Adam Parmalee, and Jim Body in the 71. Down the back straightaway they'll go. They'll roll it on in there. Here comes Kalen Garner. Garner now to the number 3 spot.
Garner going to pick up that 3rd spot. He's got a little bit of ground to make up on Kenyon Methvin. It's about 2.6 seconds from, or actually 1.2 from Methvin back to Garner. Going to try to get that grabbed up here. It's down the front straightaway. They'll go off to the top side, up 1 and 2. Everybody's starting to spread out here. Top side seems to be the quick side here around the quarter mile as we complete lap number 6 laps down. Now coming to 5 down.
It's still Baldridge out front in that 13 car. Canyon Methvin and Jason Redmond, 2 and 3. Leader through lap traffic down the front straightaway. 128 machine right there. Kalen Garner. Garner not picking up for some reason on the transponder loop, but sitting back there in the number 2 spot right now. We're now back to 3rd. 3 to go. Will be 2 to go next time by.
Battle for second, going to get a little bit closer there with the lap traffic machine. Is Garner now going to dive to the inside? Methvin up top, Garner down around the bottom. Side by side, they'll push it up to the outside line, off into turn number 1. Garner once again down to the bottom. Slow car front straightaway gets to the infield. Not going to be a factor in this one as white flag looking to come out. One more trip around.
Off of turn number 4 and down into 1 and 2. It is that 13 drive, that 13 car. Brandon Baldridge out of Alton, Missouri, going to lurk to the top of 3 and 4. Going to take this one pretty easily. Brandon Baldridge right there at the line. Got him off of turn 4. The 128 machine of Kalen Garner and the after hours Sparks on the back straightaway. Hang on. We'll watch the 128 says, dude, I passed you. I ain't worried about you. Baldridge, then the 128 machine of Garner, 41 of Methvin. Is it just me, or did Drury come to 3rd on that, or 4th on that deal? Yes, it looks like. And Adam Parmalee, your top 5. Jace Parmalee out of Neosho, Missouri, the 82, and Matt Menzie out of Cleaver, Missouri, the 41M.
Trish Cottrell from Buffalo, Missouri, the 18C, and the 8 Dylan McCown out of Urbana, Missouri.
Then we'll go to row your 5 and 6. That'll be Scott Kriegler out of Alton, Missouri, in the 12 car. And to his outside, that'll be the 30 of Dalton Cloyd from Fairgrove, Missouri.
Glenn Powell, not from Twisters, in the 26P out of Nixa, Missouri, and John Atkin from West Plains, Missouri, the 15.
Final 3 starters going to be the 75 of Springfield, Missouri's Terry Phillips, the 75D of Daniel Adam out of Peru, Illinois, and Carthage, Missouri's 54 of Mike Hammond. So a little bit of moisture being laid down there. We'll roll it on in. Weir's Machine and Racing Products heat race is underway. All right, should see, I believe 1 to go was given at the starter stand for our 6th and final heat race. Scott Kriegler, I believe, multiple-time champion here at the Turkey Bowl in that 12 car, the old Royal Oak Hot Rod. Working for the green flag. It is up, it is out, and here we go. Final heat race for your late models. Cockrell with a good run. Here comes McCowan. McCowan in the 8 car. Thought he was going to have a steep with speed, but man, just buzzed the tires, getting into 1. Look out as they hustle him off. Phantom 3 wide. Your leader is going to be the 18C of Cottrell. Menzie, McCowan, and Cloyd, your top 4. Side by side, Tanner.
Down the back straight away they go. Here comes the 8 of Dylan McCown, who'll go to the inside of Matt Menzie. Menzie about blew it up off the top of 3 and 4 the last time by. 3-car battle for the race lead as Cottrell has got some company. On the bottom is the 8 machine of McCown. Matt Menzie going to wind it all the way up to the lip. Will we go 3 wide for the race lead? Not quite here through 3 and 4. Side by side, though, Dylan McCown.
Wow!
3 wide at the line, and it's Menzie, the race leader.
Menzie right there. What a move on that 41M. Got the daily double. Snookered the 2 like a couple trailer park girls round the outside. Now he's going to give it away. Jump the cushion. McCowan back to the race lead. McCowan to the top. He's going to put that 41M of Matt Menzie. Tracy Cottrell. Look out. Troubles down the back straightaway. We got 2 cars hard into each other. Matt Menzie got crossed up off of turn number 2 and collected another car as he was coming down the racetrack. Fire and safety on their way back there. Not sure the number of the other car, but man, been watching that race for the lead, and well, look who's just kind of been looking for the drive-through at Andy's. That's 75 of Terry Phillips up to the number 2 spot now. So they'll get things cleaned up there on the back straightaway. It's like the 41 of Menzie going to be driving away. I think it's the 18C of Cottrell, the other car back there. Get a replay of what happens here. Yeah, the 41M just buys the tickets to the Tilt-A-Whirl. Spins are there. The 18 of Cottrell nowhere to go. Makes heavy contact with him. As all that's happening, Terry Phillips is like, wow! Watch this, Pat, for those of you watching on Springfield Raceway TV. Man, that's the highlight of the night. And that was the 41M of Matt Menzie making that move around the outside. Look at how crisp and clean that looked, Tanner.
Really, he found the cushion there the last couple times around. Had a little argument with the old cush up top.
Yeah, he found the cushion in 3 and 4, but he missed it greatly back there on the back, or coming off of turn number 2. So getting things hooked up on the 18 of Tracy Cottrell. Tough break for the driver out of Buffalo, Missouri. Was just there minding his own business. And all right, Tanner, caution lights are off. We're set to go back. The green flag is waving off of the starter stand. It's McGowan and Phillips. Phillips right there. Remember, he's got a 9-2 run right now, but he has got Scott Kriegler right there. Him and Kriegler, very, very well credited late model racers, working second and third.
Kriegler ducks to the inside here on 1 and 2. He'll push it all the way up to the berm on the outside. Down the back straightaway, 3 wide open. Car gonna go for the spin cycle. I don't think they made contact, but right now looks like that's gonna bring out the caution flag.
Yellow is out. Yellow is out. Oh, easy, 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 easy there. It's not always the smartest thing in the world to do is take off when they're coming at you. That might have been, I think, the 26P of Glenn Powell, the driver out of Nixa, Missouri. Sometimes it's easy if you're sitting there spun and you got the car started and you're waiting for the yellow, just wait till everybody goes by you. Three to go. Phillips and Kriegler back there sitting behind Dylan McGowan.
So here we go back to the green flag. McCown going to wind it on up down the front straightaway. Once again, TP going to go right back to the inside of Scott Kriegler. Down the back straightaway, Kriegler going to pull away, but now the top 3 going to go nose to tail off into 3 and 4 Chariot as 2 more trips around here in the last chance for heat racing action.
Right there, Dylan McCowan. McCowan on up front, followed by Kriegler, and then the 75 of Terry Phillips. White flags out, 1 to go. 67th night behind the wheels. Got 1 feature win, and can he get a heat race win here tonight? Of course, he is registered to go race at the Dome in a couple weeks. We'll see what he's got there, but we know he's got a checkered flag right here. Dylan McCowan, Scott Kriegler, Terry Phillips, Daniel Adams, and Dalton Lloyd, your top 5.